Oh, guess what? Fucking pronouns!
My pronouns are kiss my...
What is
Company added obese and distinctly frumpy lesbian M&Ms to promote, quote, feminism and body positivity.
You have to cater to your trigger warning, microaggression, safe space bullshit.
That's actually hilarious.
Hey there, citizen. Would you be interested in a race-swapped remake?
Yeah, fucking pronouns, white genocide, I hate you wokies.
Alright, thank you for your feedback. Now we're gonna do that anyway, and so you can make us money with free promo by getting mad at it. And then all the virtue-signaling liberals are gonna buy it up, so we make double the money. Ha ha ha. You guys are so stupid.
That basically just sums up my opinion of this whole culture war of the woke. In my opinion, it's just a cycle where corporations and these advertisers realize that there's more money in creating controversy than actually creating content. This is something that we see on the YouTube side of things with content creation on an individual scale. But when it comes to movies and TV and music and so on nowadays, there's such an obsession with catering to different demographics to the point where people aren't people anymore, they're checklists and demographics. And now I know some people will be like, Ozzy, oh, I never knew. Hear me out. When I talk about demographics turning into checklists, what I mean is that there is a lack of actual good representation or actual attempts to make something new. And that goes across the board with movies, with all these remakes in general and other things like that. But there is a point that conservatives and Republicans, right-wingers have where it really feels like a backhanded consolation prize with the way that this media is going. And it's a way to use minorities as pawns in order to make more money. Nobody at Disney is thinking of any new stories to feature Asians, Hispanics, black people. They know they'll make most of their money race swapping a popular character, getting the controversy off of that, doing a reboot, and then taking their hands off and going, hey, we made some money. And now, that's not to say that every right-winger that has a problem with woke has some problem against capitalism or remakes, or they actually want diverse characters of color, because most of them, as we know from the reaction, they just don't like any presence of anything that's not within their worldview. When they do get good characters that just happen to be a part of some sort of identity or demographic, they still complain. Miles Morales being a great one. He's a new character. He only shares the name of Spider-Man. He has a different plot line, different powers. Overall good character. Not a lot of people have beef with Miles Morales. When the first movie came out, everybody loved it. It was loved for its animation, its story, whatever. The second one came out, critically acclaimed, but now you have more people going, he's not Spider-Man. All these variations are woke.
Is this some weird attempt to mock and belittle the Spider-Man that most people know and love, who incidentally just happens to be the only straight white man in the entire movie? I don't know, man, it just kind of leaves a sour taste in my mouth, that's all.
If you've played the Spider-Man games, especially Edge of Time or Shattered Dimensions, you already know about this shit. Like, they had a bunch of Spider-Mans. They had Spider-Man Noir and Spider-Man 2099. Nobody said anything. We had Silk, the comics in Silk. We had Spider-Woman forever. I was playing her in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. All of these other Spider-Mans, nobody cared. But all of a sudden, Miles Morales starts blowing up, and suddenly everybody cares. And it's just because of the current time we live in. If Life is Strange dropped in 2023, it would be called LGBTQ woke brainwashing. Also, in the realm of comedy and online sketches and the entire internet space, I feel like the snowflake woke shit has been blown way out of proportion with the you can't joke about anything, everybody gets so offended. I don't think necessarily that people got more sensitive. I think that shit got more real, in the sense that back in the day you could make there were so many prevalent offensive jokes because we knew it was jokes. Somebody could upload a video making jokes about their race or another race or women or men or just anybody, and everybody would laugh. They would know there's no ill intention. But now memes are so heavily tied to politics and people's real beliefs that there's no really real way of knowing when somebody's joking. A lot of humor nowadays, especially edgy humor, is just based off of what people actually believe. Like, just calling somebody a slur that you don't know. Like, call me a snowflake. That's not comedy. You're just saying a slur, and then if they get angry, it's a joke. And if they go along with it, you know, you just have somebody to be racist with, or like sexist with, or any other ick or ist. And at the heart of it, a lot of edgy people just aren't funny. The edgy comedians, they're just simply not funny. And I don't mean that in a, oh, I was offended so it's not funny way. When you think about it, think of any right-wing political commentator. They're not funny. Aside from like the left camp meme, wall of text memes, which are pretty funny, nobody's really funny. It just relies on slurs. Like, I would probably have to self-delete myself before watching a Steven Crowder stand-up, or a Ben Shapiro stand-up, or a Matt Walsh documentary. Like, honestly, famous comedians like Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle, and so on are still popular because they're actually funny. They could say messed up offensive stuff and still stay relevant because, one, we know they are joking, and two, because they can actually piece together a punchline. Going on an Instagram comment section and typing out the N-word letter by letter isn't really a joke. Going in a comment section and saying, this is why we used to beat women back in the 50s, not really a joke if you're not amongst friends, or, you know, it's a video of a girl crying about an eating disorder or something. Like, there's just no punchline there. It's not funny. And then when people call out these jokes as not being funny, the person who told the joke immediately gets offended, ironically, and then goes around screaming that you can't say anything anymore, people are snowflakes, everybody's sensitive. It's not really that they're sensitive. There's more people on the internet for sure now to speak out against anything, you know, that might offend them. But at the end of the day, most of the jokes just aren't funny. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents, since I've been having a lot of comments and DMs asking me what I think about, like, stuff like recent movies coming out, like Godzilla -1 being woke or something like that. It's just, at the end of the day, just stop making yourself mad. You're your own biggest enemy. You know, take the time to talk about stuff that actually matters. Like, if you have a channel just solely dedicated to anti-SJWs or like right-wingers that you found on 4chan, I don't know, make different content, watch different content too. You're no better than the people watching Fresh and Fit and Women Get Owned Street interviews. So yeah, just don't buy things that obviously try to pander. Support original content and original artists and all that. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. I should be dropping the documentary by next weekend, so keep an eye peeled on that. Alright, thank you guys for the support. See ya.
Thanks for the 10.